I first became aware of Satori through a mutual friend, and I listened to his music first, and I thought it was really dope. And he had a certain sort of image and imagery, and there was like a consistency to his visuals, and you could tell he was a holistic artist who thought about all the different aspects of it.
But I know that you haunt me, and I know that you haunt me, and I know that you haunt me, but I know that you love me, and I know, and I know, and I know.
Yeah, his energy, it's just new, right? It's fresh, it's experimental. You know, it's not afraid to try different things and not afraid to be himself, which a lot of people struggle with, I think. And especially when you're making art, you're very vulnerable.
An artist who makes music through what he's been through his pains and struggles, and you can hear that, you can feel it. You know, even in the beats he chooses not for no reason.
I'm loving this girl and I don't know what to do. Oh my, hey, sweat is cushion, feeling so damn every night.
So my name is Justin Warfield, and I work in music, in all areas of music, behind the scenes, in the studio and on stage, and I sing in a couple bands, and I make music and produce music. And so I came on as a consultant, and very quickly it sort of turned into something else, which is I manage him now, but really it's sort of like big brother, little brother, like where a lot of the things that I've learned over having done this for like 34 or 35 years, I've been able to impart some of my experience and my insight into not only the music game, but just being an artist and staying true to your vision and doing things the way you want to do them.
Well, we met, I want to say it was 2001, probably at about 3 years old, when his family moved right next to mine. So we've been next door neighbors for about, I want to say over 20 years, 23 years probably. We've been brothers since then. Honestly, he was the most creative person that was around me. It was way before the music, you know, he was good at drawing. It wasn't music yet, but you can tell he was very artistic. You know, when we would play outside or whatever as kids, he always wanted to be the villain, you know. If I was Spider-Man, he was Venom. If I was Obi-Wan, he was Darth Vader, and he just really liked being the villain.
As a person, like, how can we know anybody in a way that we can break them down like that? The first word that comes to mind is sensitive. And I mean that in like the dopest way. There's definitely like, especially like in the world that he comes from with like rap and all that, like everybody wants to like be so hard. And like, when I think about artists and artistry, sensitivity for an artist to me means that you're willing to feel things and think things and take things in and experience things and be open to experiences in life and to have them affect you in a positive way.
You know, like you see someone like that who kicks down the door and just, hey, this is me, this is my music, this is what it is, and the confidence he has. I was used to making a lot of upbeat, really vibey, you know, type beats. That's what I did. That's how I got kind of known from that. And you know, when I agreed to do the project with him, I did not know what I was in store for. Especially being the only producer on the project, a lot of work, but honestly, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I'd do it 1,000 times again, you know. So really blessed to be given the opportunity for one, and Atori is extremely talented. Plenty of times where we made a beat, 2 or 3 days pass, he gets back to me and completely mind blown every time in what he does vocally and artistically with his touch.
This is where I make most of my writings. I don't know if you want to zoom in on that. Are you having fun in here, Poppies? I'm chasing wedges in the street. I'm the last bitch in your book. Can't write a song and lead to hooks. Washing horses in the fields. The dragon rests in agony.
I mean, he's a real cool, chill person inside, you know. You can, I mean, at least with me, he can open up. But there was a time where I didn't speak to him for a couple years, about 2 years, where he just went MIA. He lost his dad.
Wow. I mean, I haven't seen him go through the big life stuff like the loss of his father, but I know that weighs heavy on him. He sounds like he was an incredible man. I can't imagine what it's like to lose a parent like that. As far as like the events that have shaped him as a person and as an artist, I would guess that probably the first thing is like the loss of his father. He's obviously somebody he looked up to and loved a great deal.
It changed him completely, like the way he just saw life and approached his music as well. His music got very dark for a while. You know, he was expressing himself the best he can. And
Un deseo.
Ya tú.
All right, man, the Wishing Well, that track, that whole project from start to finish was one of the best and memorable ones. We had a pretty good conversation that time we made that track, and we kind of took a step back from music and just talked about some things personally that we both could relate to. So after that, yeah, I'm gonna be straight up. I almost had the waterworks like that time. You know what I mean? Like I was cried at the end of that one. You know what I mean? So that one was really tough, and not because it was a hard conversation. It was just like Atori's a really good person, and to be able to work with him on a song like that has a really deep meaning to me, and I'd say to him, just really made it memorable. Yeah, Wishing Well is one of my favorite tracks and just very memorable for the conversation and the moments that we got to share when we were making it. I think I want to add this in really quick too. What that man did with the violin at the end is insane.
I record in the dark now, not for the mood, but because the light feels wrong. Every song I finish feels like a transmission that only I was meant to hear. I look in the mirror and I'm not there. Just the person who knows all my passwords and keeps using my name. And if I disappear, the music will do the job. Nobody will notice. Some days I don't write at all. Some days I just can't write enough.
What is generalized anxiety disorder? It's a severe, ongoing anxiety that interferes with daily life. It shares symptoms with panic disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, and other forms of anxiety. But how does anxiety affect Atori in his life as a musician? Let's ask E about what happened after the Buster music video.
I think I witnessed his first anxiety attack really. On the way home, he was driving, we were on the freeway, and he just went silent. And he started he just started breathing very heavy. And I was just like, I've never seen this before, I've never seen it in my life, And I look at him, and he was going pale. I just told him pull over. He just couldn't really talk. And I just told him to get on the passenger seat. I'll drive. In the middle of the freeway, I'm not sure. I think he was just overwhelmed. It was all too fast.
And what does Atori do to manage his anxiety? Well, he takes medication for it. It's part of a group of medicines called benzodiazepines. It works by increasing levels of a calming chemical in the brain called GABA. But here's the problem. Long-term use can lead to health risks, dependence, tolerance, and addiction. So Atori must sadly walk away from his temporary relief. Now, let's hear from Justin.
But the other thing is, for a long time, he was battling crippling anxiety. We were going through it where I'd be on the phone with him, talking to him, having real serious fucking heart-to-heart, emotional conversations for a long time, talking about depression and anxiety, and we've had long conversations about life, about death, about medication, about mental wellness and mental health, and we both had our struggles. Obviously we never are completely out of the woods, but
What was that? Anyway.
Music talks for me when I can't really use words. I feel like that is a lot more impactful. It could help people feel what you're feeling, not just hear it.
he found Norledges. They start working together, and he's like, yo, I got this guy and we're doing stuff. I think it's a fucking incredible record, and I'm very, very impressed with every part of it.
Black Moon's going to be something that's super unique because this is where I was going with it, you know, and then when I seen where Satori's headspace was, it was a whole different realm, you know, so.
This album that he's about to release, emotionally, it's similar to when he first started. It's crazy, it's different, and I think that's what kept him, you know, on top.
What is creativity to me? It is the undying essence within a person's soul to want to express themselves in a way that's never been done before, in a way that's unique to them, in a way that inspires others or makes others feel